What is up, everybody? This is Branded Player 23, and today I bring you the latest, most basic combo variant for Branded and Dracotail for the October month in the Doom of Dimensions season. One of the first things that I wanted to let you know is yes, I'm including Dracotail cards in my Branded build this time around. You'll be surprised of which one are them. But before we get into it, let me tell you that this combo can provide up to 4 interruptions for your opponent minimum and so many other things, so let's check it out. Before we start, I will be uploading or dropping the deck list down in the pinned comment below or in the description of this video. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so this is a 2.5 card combo, and you know that this half is usually a discard. It's not necessarily a discard this time around, but it's definitely a card that you will be getting rid of. So if this is your starting hand and you're going first, you're gonna use only 3 cards out of your hand to get it going. It's a very niche combo, but mostly all of these cards you can have access to them in one way or the other. You're gonna start by sending Bestial Luvelian to the deck, to the graveyard, to add a Bestial monster, which will give us access to Bestial Serenade, which then we will send to the graveyard with Branded and High Spirit, along a level 8 Dragon Fusion monster. In this case, it will be Titaniclad, the Ash Dragon, which will now give us access to search for a monster card that is listed with Falling of Albus. Then I get Spring and Hit. Now this also will let us send a Branded Spell or Trap card, which we will send a Branded Opening, which will provide protection to our monsters. This will also build our follow-up for next turn by sending Titaniclad. We will also have access to a Quem at the end of the turn. Now we're going to proceed to special summon Spring and Skits by its own effect, because we have a Falling of Albus Fusion in the graveyard. We will follow up by adding Branded Fusion into our deck, and now we're gonna send 1 card from our hand to the bottom of the deck. Now with Branded Fusion, we're going to proceed and activate it. Hopefully we don't get Ash, and we will be sending then Falling of Albus and Dracotail Frixel, one of the newest Dracotail cards. It's a spellcaster-like monster. It fits perfectly into the Branded strategy. So we're gonna send both of them, and since you know we send a Light and a Falling of Albus, so we're gonna get access to Albion the Branded Dragon. So we will have 2 trigger effects at this point. First one is Albion the Branded Dragon, which will let us fusion summon with monsters in our hand, field, or graveyard, and Dracotail Frixel, which will let us set a Dracotail card, in this case one of the most broken ones, Dracotail Flame, which will give us an additional negate next turn, and we will be fusing with Branded with Falling of Albus and Spring and Skits. As you know, this will give us access to Rimbrum, the Striking Dragon. At this point, we already have access to half of our board towards the end. You know, the next step here is to special summon the Bestial Luvelian by its own condition, sending a Dark Dragon monster level 6 or higher. It will activate Luvelian's effect to bring a Branded continuous spell into our field. And by now, this should be the end of the turn. We already have enough to do during the end phase, and let's get right into it. So first of all, we're gonna have Quem come over because of Titaniclad's effect. Quem on summon will trigger by sending a monster to the graveyard. We will send Cartesia, which will give us follow-up to be added to our hand, so we have another card to discard in case we need it. And or you can just leave it on the graveyard if you feel it, if you deem it necessary, depending on the match that you have. Then the next effect we're going to activate during the end phase is Albion the Shrouded Dragon, Albion the Branded Dragon, which will help us by setting Branded Banishment. As you know, we're going to go into the Light and Darkness Dragon Lore lock by the draw phase of opponent's turn. So we're going to start under draw phase, activating Branded Banishment, which will give us access to Albion the Branded Dragon, which we will then use to fuse with Luvelian to special summon Light and Darkness Dragon Lore. Now we will have a triggered effect, which is Branded Lost. We don't use this one now because it will be negated, and we could add either a Mercurier or another Albus, or maybe Albion the Shrouded Dragon, just in case it's necessary. At least with this 2, we will have 3 negates and a half. I always like to say that this negate is optional against the opponent, but you can always use to bounce a card. And if the opponent tries to either Book of Eclipse our monsters in the chain 3 link, or maybe try to use Droplet or a Forbidden Droplet, we could always have it in the game with Dracotail Flame. In the worst case scenario, the opponent will have to spend 3 cards to get rid of all this, and you will also have more follow-up. Now remember, this is the most basic version of this deck. In the following videos and following days, I will bring you more cards and more combos that you can run with this deck. This is pretty amazing for the Doom of Dimensions season, and I'm pretty sure that this will be the way that most people are going to be branded, because it's mostly branded. The amount of Dracotail cards that you run here is minimum, like around 4, and 1 in the extra deck, and it's pretty powerful. So that was it, guys, for the video today. I hope you like it. Please leave a like and a comment and let me know what you think. I haven't seen this video in any other page around it, but if you know that any other creator have indulged into this one, let me know as well, so I can go check it out and maybe give him a shout out. I'm Branded Player 23, and that was it for today. See you guys next one.